So I thought I'd take a quick minute to bring you guys up to speed on the Bonneville because I had a really productive week and we answered the age-old question of will it run? Everything will run. The question this week is will it run well? So I'm going to spin you around and we're going to take a look at the carburetor. We're going to talk about what we're going to do today to try and get this thing idling properly. Okay, so this is a Carter AFB, and the interesting thing about this carb is that the primary throttle blades are completely closed. And so you have the idle circuit adjustment screws here, the mixture screws, and then you have an air bleed, right? So that becomes like your idle air passageway. And something looks funny. Why is it not choked out? Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna have to pull the book out on this one just to make sure that everything's adjusted right. But for the moment, we're going to start with some air and then we're gonna check timing. So between those two things, we'll see what's going on with this guy. I converted it to water cooled today so we can get it running a little bit longer and see how things are gonna go. I fumigated the shop a little bit, but it's running. So a combination of things. Apparently any fuel that has ethanol is really hard to get these cars to idle through the conventional idle circuit. So I tried it, but I had it basically all the way open and it still wouldn't idle. It doesn't make that much sense now that I say it out loud, but yeah, actually that doesn't make sense. Why is that? Anyway, apparently getting these things to idle is a little tricky. There's a tab for a conventional idle screw, so I blocked off the idle port and then added an idle screw just to get to where I could set the timing, and then I could always switch back. I didn't make anything that wasn't reversible. So as you heard in the clip just now, it's idling. It sounds happy. I need to get a tachometer on it, and I think I have a vacuum gauge somewhere so I can try and like really dial in the fuel mixture. Temperature sits right at 180 idling, so that seems happy. I'll burp the coolant system and all that, but we are that much closer. It did take a lot of cranking for it to fire today, but I won't know. Let it sit until tomorrow or Friday and let the fuel, back off if it does, or we'll see. Now that the timing's set and the idle's better, and then I did adjust the fast idle choke arm. The choke seems to be functioning with the electronic choke conversion. That seems to be opening up fine. So we'll come at this thing cold, see how it does a cold start, and yeah. Oh, it's good progress. It's good stuff. Good job. Day 2, we've got a room temp car, so let's give it a fresh start today. See how the choke settings are, because I've got the fast idle bumped up, and then generally we'll just see how it starts, and really want to see how long it takes to crank up, if it's losing fuel at the carb or whatever. So let's just see how it goes. So now that we have it running, this is really putting us in a good spot, because now we can start to check through the fluids. Here I am cycling the steering to the far left and far right, stop to stop, trying to purge out all the air in the power steering system. And this is pretty exciting, because this is the steering box that I went through, disassembled, cleaned, reassembled, regasketed. So feeling the steering wheel go from very heavy to very light was a very satisfying feeling. So working through all the fluids, checking everything, bringing it up to temperature, things are going well. Very happy with the progress. A lot of things get easier now that it's running, and we can work through all the little stuff. Also couldn't resist putting on the freshly painted air cleaner. The filter hadn't come in yet. Since the time this was filmed, it did come in, and it's a nice detail. All right, so mostly good news. It's sounds happy. It's got some little clunk, and I'm not sure if it's in the power steering or what that rattling sound is. We'll have to track that one down. So list is getting a little shorter. Core support done, radiator done, coolant, oil, 1. First oil change. I'm gonna change the oil pretty soon. Power steering's good. We started it, and I'm gonna say we tuned it. Coolant jug, air cleaner, choke wiring, oil and water gauge wiring. All right, that list is getting pretty short. That's a good thing. All right, this has been a fun one. I think I'm gonna wrap this up here, but it's running, it sounds good. Transmission's full, and I did shift it through the gears, and it does forward and reverse, so that's a good sign. We'll figure out some of these last little bits and bobs, get the brakes bled, get it down on the ground. Lots more to do, but we went from it's running to it's running well. So see you guys next time.